Myth number 2. The statement that busing is an important part of program selection and a student's right to choose. And I've heard this again and again. Let the students choose. Let the parents choose. I'm going to show you some quotations from 1998 by the staff of DSBN. Do we undercut the viability of community secondary schools by making it too easy for students to receive transportation to alternate schools? That's a question your staff asked before you got to the busing policy you have. Do we owe students greater latitude in transportation access because our small school size does not allow all schools to operate major elective programs? This is the question your staff proposed. Do we undercut the viability? In transit service area, do we offer students their choice of school, but tell them, as a number of boards do, that transportation to school is their own responsibility? Transportation has been a major factor in what's happened. Numerous peer-reviewed studies have confirmed the harm of transportation, particularly when we're talking Niagara-on-the-Lake, over an hour. 74 minutes is the chart that comes out when you measure it. Okay? We're losing time. The students are in a captured situation. No after-school activity because they've got to get back home on a bus. Jobs, chores, I said that earlier. You have coming up very soon a carbon neutral policy to be implemented by the Ministry of Education. How are you going to achieve carbon neutral with transportation? I want to talk about costs. Not only the cost of closing Niagara on the Lake's only high school and the children's cost, the time, your cost. Right now you charge $1,000 for every student in Niagara-on-the-Lake to go to Eton. Now, if you vote to close the Niagara-on-the-Lake's only high school, you'll send 250 more students on a bus to Niagara Falls, or to St. Catharines, costing $250,000 a year. Over the 4-year career of these students, $1 million spent on buses. I mean, I can't ask you to be more thoughtful in your fiduciary responsibility than to think of the money that you're about to put down exhaust pipes and putting kids in places where they shouldn't be. Cost is a major factor. The solution? I've said it before to him. Bus the teacher. No future growth ahead in Noble. I've heard the stories. I was down the Arc and I heard the presentation. You're going downhill in Noble, nobody's coming. No kids. We have a disagreement with your survey and the Town of Niagara-on-the-Lake survey. The Chamber was not involved in it. It was a town survey. However, the Chamber fully supports it. The Town of Niagara-on-the-Lake has done a strategic plan. And there, and all the data that they can gather, the indications of developers, the population will go up 10,000 over the next 20 years. I'm sure you're not going to agree with me that every one of these families is going to have children, but I'm sure you won't disagree that some of them will have children. That means more busing. Myth number 4. The International Baccalaureate program is idiots. I heard this being said. I've sat on the International Baccalaureate Program Committee of the town, and we've worked hard to attract it. We have, out of non-DSBN money, sent your teachers for education and training on how to deliver on that International Baccalaureate program. IB says it takes an average student and teaches them to learn how to learn. They don't learn rote. They learn how to learn. And it's been clear from the universities in Canada that if an IB graduate comes to that university, they'll receive credits on their first term.